Hey, everybody, welcome inside the sit down. Ryan Mayer now joined by an NFL draft prospect coming up later on this April, Cameron Sample from Tulane University. Cameron, thank you so much for taking some time today. Really appreciate you joining me. And just how are you?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. Good. And I have to ask, first off, right off the bat, this was a much different senior season than you likely pictured going in. And obviously, a whole bunch of things going on outside of the football world. So just take me what it was like uh, to play throughout the course of this 2020 season.
Yeah, with all the uncertainties going on, our athletic director brought, everybody related to football in the gym, and he straight up asked us, do y'all want to play this year? And we all came together as a team and said, yeah, we want to play. And then with that, we realized our head coach, he kind of called it the season of no fun. So we really had to, forget all the partying, going out and stuff, and just kind of lock in, and just our fun would be on the field on weekends and stuff.
And you certainly had plenty of fun on the field. Statistically, your best season in college, plenty of tackles for loss, 5 sacks as well during the course of this year. So, just what was it for you that allowed this year to really be the breakthrough season? Was it simply the experience, having been there for 4 years, or was it just kind of a culmination of the process?
Yeah, I think it was more a culmination of the process. Also, schematically wise, I played a little bit different of a position this year. I was in a position where I could attack a little bit more. And then honestly, I've been banged up previous years. So, I mean, it's in the offseason kind of gave me a chance to get fully healthy. I mean, everything just came together.
And now you're going into this draft process, and you had the opportunity to go and play at the Senior Bowl. And I was reading an interview that you had done previously saying that that was one of the things that you watched all the time as a kid growing up. So, just first off, what was that like? You're now out on the field that you had seen so much on television throughout the years and playing in front of these NFL scouts.
Yeah, and it was a great experience. I love football. So, growing up, I'm always watching the pre-draft process from the vlogs to the Senior Bowl to the combine, everything. So I say, if I ever get a chance to, run that course and be able to do that, that's definitely on my bucket list. So I mean, it was great being out there. I met a lot of good guys, got a lot of great coaching. It was just good to showcase my talents in front of everyone.
And what was the biggest thing that you really took away from that experience? Because as you mentioned, you got the opportunity to play with guys. These are some of the top guys from around the nation that are in your same class in terms of seniors. So just what was the biggest takeaway for you?
Yeah, I think for me the biggest takeaway was just honestly my whole mindset going in was kind of to check off the boxes. I mean, a lot of people thought I was a talented player, but being in a smaller conference, they maybe say my game wouldn't translate. So I kind of had that chip on my shoulder to go out and say, I'm good enough to play at this level, any level you guys want to put me on. So that was my main mindset going into it.
You mentioned that chip on your shoulder. I imagine that's been there for a while now because coming out of high school, only 4 FBS offers. Now, I don't say only pejoratively. I'm just saying that that's the situation that it was. You had 4 FBS offers coming out of high school. You go on now, and now you're in the selection process for the NFL draft. So, how much did that drive you through the course of the 4 years at Tulane and still to this day as you get ready for the next level?
Oh, I mean, it's a huge thing. My high school coach always kind of preach control what you can control, and that's kind of attitude I take. So, I mean, although you would like all the recognition from, I would have loved it in high school, but me not getting it just kind of adds to that internal flame I have. So I'll just keep pushing.
Now, as you are preparing here for the draft, it's a constant evolution of the game, right? You're always learning, picking up new aspects of the technique. What are some of the areas that you're really focusing on and trying to improve and take even to that next level as you get ready for the NFL?
Yeah, the main area I'm focusing on is my pass rushing. I feel like I'm not a finished product, of course. So, I've been working tight in with the coaches here and the other, prospects I train with. We really focus, critique each other, take pieces from each other game, really like, sometimes we just sit around and talk about concepts and things what we do when we see in certain situations. So just evolving as a whole pass rusher in general.
And from that pass rushing standpoint, I imagine you also are probably watching some of the guys in the NFL and trying to dissect their moves a little bit and bring what you can from their games into yours. Are there any guys that have really stood out in terms of, okay, I like what he's doing. I really want to try and incorporate into what I do?
Yeah, honestly speaking, I mean, I'm kind of like a football junkie, so I watch a little bit of everybody. So I mean, I can't pinpoint one person, but I mean, of course, I think Aaron Donald's probably the best defensive lineman in the game. I mean, everybody watches him, but honestly, if it's football on, I'm trying to watch it. You know, I feel like if they're starting in the NFL, I can take a piece of their game and put it into mine. So I'm just a sponge.
And you mentioned being a football junkie, so I have to ask, what first drew you to the game? Because this is a game that has origin stories across the board for many different players. How they got into it. So, for some, it was siblings; others, it was family members. Just for you, what drew you to the game?
Yeah, honestly, I have an athletic family. I mean, I'm the only child, but like my dad and my uncles and stuff, they all play basketball. So I mean, I started off with basketball. I was doing basketball and football about the same time. And I think I just kind of stuck to the more physical aspect of football. So, you know, I think that I just kind of fell in love with it. And then, you know, I stopped playing basketball as I got older, but I just stayed with football. So I mean, I just love the game ever since I started playing it.
Really, just enjoyed that being able to take out some of that aggression on the field and enjoy that more physical aspect of things, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely. You can't do all that in a basketball court. They'll kick you out the game. So that was
Absolutely, absolutely. And so as you're getting ready here for the next level, one of the things that I always like to talk about with defensive linemen as they're getting ready is just is there a guy that you look at and you're like, you know what? It'd be really cool if I brought him down for a sack. If I got the opportunity to take him down in the backfield, who's that guy for you?
I mean, they call him the GOAT. I mean, Tom Brady. I mean,
Ah,
that'll be on everybody's bucket list. But aside from him, you know, those guys like Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, they've been doing it at a high level too. So I mean, I really got everybody on my bucket list. I'm trying to get them all.
I respect that. I totally respect that. It would be amazing to get a sack against the GOAT. I think that's every guy's dream at this point in time. So as you're going into the NFL, of course, football a huge part of your life. But I wonder, away from the field, just what are some of the main hobbies? You mentioned being a football junkie, so obviously you're watching football when you're away from it too. But what are some of the other things you like to do a little bit away from the field when you got some time off to yourself?
Yeah, you know, I'm a chill guy, so I mean, I'll kick it with my guys. You know, we'll go do what we do, have fun in that regard. Or I'm playing video games. So those are probably the
Nice.
two things I do for sure.
What's the video game of choice?
Oh man, shoot. I got like three I play constantly. Madden, 2K, and Call of Duty, of course. Those are
Okay,
the big.
okay. So were there some epic Madden tournaments and 2K tournaments going on when you were hanging out with the guys just outside of the football field?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, the trash talk, it starts. I mean, it's constant. You might hear some trash talk on the field about people not being good at Madden. So, you know, it just you can't duck it at all. Nope.
I love it. I love it. That's the kind of competitiveness that's always fun to see off the field as well. So just before I get you out of here, as we're wrapping up, you're a Georgia boy. I imagine that the Falcons were a big part of your life growing up, but is there a team that you're really looking at and being like, you know what, that'd be a dream scenario? Obviously, you want to hear your name called by anybody, but is there a dream scenario for you?
Honestly, I don't have a dream scenario. I mean, I'll love to get in a situation where there's you know, some solid vets around to kind of, you know, bring me up to speed, show me the game. But I mean, other than that, I'm open to anyone.
Well, Cameron, I really appreciate the time, man. Good luck to you as you go throughout this draft process, and looking forward to seeing what you can do here at the next level. All right.
All right, got you. Thank you. Appreciate you having me.